Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to our level up call here in the Diamond League. My name is Carisa Perrizo. I am coming to you from Green Bay, Wisconsin, partnered with my dear friend Becky, who is also Green Bay, Wisconsin. We're actually like a mile away from each other, which is pretty cool. So tonight, Becky and myself are going to be talking a little bit about why plugging into events, training, the systems that are put in place for us, why it's important, and then the importance of those trainings, the systems, the events, why it's important then to roll into the intentions of your daily method of operations, your DMO. So that's what we're going to talk about. If you are on the Facebook Live, let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're here with us on Zoom, comment below. We'd love to know where you're tuning in from. And also, there's going to be a couple questions we'd love for you to come off mute or share in chat as well as we share tonight. So, like I said, tonight, Becky Smith, Ruby leader in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We're going to talk about the importance of showing up, the intention that you do after you plug into trainings, and how to move your business forward, keep the needle moving forward, keep the momentum going, and so that you don't feel like kind of stuck or a standstill or just kind of like waiting in limbo. So events, first thing, I would love to know, those of you that are with us right now or catch the replay, have you been to any events with Trinot? Have you been to any events, whether it's conference, if it's a local event, if it's a team meeting, a team call? What event have you gone to? And think about like your best tip that you would give someone to attend an event. Okay, so I'm going to ask a couple of you to come off mute or go into chat and comment. So why should you attend events? There's tons of events that I see floating around for Canada and the Canada area. We had a big one in Milwaukee that was fantastic. And then there's also obviously conference coming up in May, and there's just all these fun pop-up events happening. I saw one in Dallas. I feel like there's one in Nebraska, I want to say. So there's tons of events and tools and resources for us that are being put on by leaders within the company. So why would you attend something like this? Here are my top reasons why. So for me being in this industry for 14 years, I feel like when I first went to my very first event, my very first conference, everything up here switched for me. I think sometimes we are just sitting here hanging out, doing the work, day-to-day grind behind a computer, whatever, and you don't see that big picture piece of it. You don't see how many others are doing the same thing you're doing, and what you're a part of is bigger than what you are. So my first event, everything flipped, and I felt like my business took off. So these are my top 10, or my not top 10, my top reasons. So community, I feel, is huge because, like I said, you're a part of something bigger than yourself, and you feel that and you see that at events. Collaboration, you meet so many people. I mean, you meet so many people that you can plug into, maybe a pacing partner or someone that can help you go live and share their testimony, or just that collaboration piece of like doing fun team calls or events together and just really collaborating and like connecting with people outside of your own team. You're learning from the best of the best. You're learning from top industry leaders that clearly know what they're doing. And learning from them and what they have to say and what they do and kind of following in their ways is huge. Time for you. Yes, it's a weekend to go and do whatever, but it's time for you and to really pour into your business and have yourself being poured into by others. Connect. I mean, I've met some of my dear friends in this industry just by going to events and connecting with others. It's fun. It's not like, watching paint dry, going to a conference or something. You get to have fun. There's usually like kind of a themed event, like a recognition party, things like that, and you're rewarded for all your hard work. So those are just some of my tips. I would love, like I said, if you can pop in chat. I think I saw a couple come up in chat, but I don't know where my chat box is. But I want Becky to share too what her top tips are about events and trainings and systems and plugging into what we have here in this community, which are not.
Well, I think since day one, like I started day one, the first thing that I did is I went out and I found every single recording that Sinara Brown had ever made that I could find in any of the groups. because I knew if I was going to be talking to people, I wanted to have the same aesthetic that she had when she was talking to people. So I would like recite the things that she's saying and listen to all of those trainings. And I work 2 jobs and I do Trinot. Plus, I've got 3 kids and 5 sports, and we travel. So I'm crazy busy. But either if I'm walking, I have headphones on. If I'm, I go for walks at lunch, I'll listen to those things. I listen in the car. I kind of queue up some of those longer recordings, the level up trainings. If I can't make it at night because we're away at a volleyball tournament, I listen to it in the car on the way to work. So those are the mini events that I think really keep you in tune with what's going on. Because I know sometimes people, I know everybody wants their mojo right now and wondering when they're going to get mojo, but a lot of times you get those updates and a lot of those trainings if you're just staying in tune and you're hearing from people. You're also hearing from the most positive people in the whole entire world, and that really keeps your enthusiasm up and it keeps you really excited. If you distance yourself from all of those people, all of the leaders in the company, and you just try doing things on your own, sometimes you miss out on that excitement and that positivity. And if you've ever been to an event for any company, especially Trinont, we had one in Milwaukee, and I can tell you probably for one of the first times in my entire life, I spent every single hour paying attention the whole day. It was so captivating. We had Craig Cotter, the VP of sales, who always does our, once a month updates and everything. He's there. You got to shake his hand. You got to shake Scott Bland's hand. He's one of the co-owners. We got to see Jen Dowd in person. And the nice thing is they're trying to come out to places in the United States that are reasonable that you could drive to. So we just had one in Milwaukee. I know I've seen a few of you on here that were there. And I think all of you can testify to the fact that that was an energy filled, awesome day. Like that brought a whole new light to my business and just made me want to keep going because I saw what was possible and that how much Trinont cares and how much they pour into their products. So for me, I thought the event was fantastic, but all of those mini events to me are just as important.
And like what you're saying, just to piggyback off this, you caught the vision, right? Like I was saying
Mm,
before, when you're just in this space and with your computer, your phone, it might be hard for you to catch the big vision. And I
right.
think tuning into events locally that you can drive to if you're not able to fly to conference in May. Um, and then also showing up to different things. I mean, I have been with 2 other companies and I've never experienced the collaboration across the entire company on things you can plug into. So plugging into different things and not like go out there and just listen to every single recording that's ever out there. We're going to talk more about that. Like, how do you pick and choose what you're supposed to work on and plug into? But like Becky said, going into like these trainings from Jen Dowd or Bree Richardson, Sonara Brown, Wendy, and really feeling what they're sharing and really putting yourself into it, plug into it. I saw someone share they went to TLA and Milwaukee, both were great, interested in going to the Toronto event in April. Yes, re-energize your business. If anybody wants to come off mute or comment in the chat or Facebook, what would be your best takeaway from an event that you shared? I see a lot of you that were also at the Milwaukee event. Like
Me
if you were
too.
to talk to someone, why would you tell them to go to an event? Like what did you feel or experience? I would love for you to put that in the chat, whether you are with us live on Facebook now or catch the replay, and just share what you experience, because I think other people need to see that too. Because I was definitely someone that was never going to an event. I'm not spending money. I'm not going away for a weekend without my kids, like all the things. And now that totally shifted, and I'm like, sign me up. I'm going. Like I want to learn. Yes, the testimonies are great because it's real life people, right? With those testimonies. I love that as well. So yeah, keep sharing. If you can come off mute, you can interrupt us too. So I heard actually somebody say even the trainings that we do, like the level up calls, like those of you that showed up tonight, this is something that you're plugged into, you're staying in tune, you're staying positive, you're moving forward. But I heard somebody say the notebooks full of so the notebooks that you know, all the notebooks that you take to conferences and things like that and trainings, all those notebooks, if you don't do anything with those notebooks, those are essentially uncashed paychecks. So you go and you write down all the notes, you show up to these training calls and you're writing down notes, and then you don't do anything. Those are uncashed paychecks. And so now what we're going to talk about next is essentially you go to these events or you show up for Mojo Morning, you show up for level up calls, you feel like you got a good start to your week, but then it just kind of like goes downhill. And then it's Friday and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't do anything this week, right? So how can you have those DMOs, that daily method of operations, to keep you, consistently showing up, consistently sharing about Trinot? So many of us probably have areas in our business that we're really good at. Like we're really good at sharing testimonies, we're really good at social media, or really good in Instagram stories or whatever. But maybe there's some areas that you're not so good at. The follow-up. Maybe you're scared to reach out to those top 10 like on your chicken list, maybe you're not really comfortable doing a live presentation. Maybe there's all these things that you're just like, I just don't want to do that. And I want to tell you, those things you don't want to do, that's what's going to move you forward. Getting uncomfortable, doing those things are going to move you forward. So this business, like we mentioned above, events, trainings, systems, all at our fingertips, literally at our fingertips. It's up to you to be successful. It's up to you to make it happen. It's up to you to catch that vision and see it and run with it. I always say you don't go to the gym for 1 week and you don't get results, so you quit. You're like, well, I'm not doing this, doesn't work. I'm not doing it. You go to the gym often because you have to see results after so many months and weeks, right? Sometimes a full year. So this business takes time. It takes work. It takes consistency. It's not posting and praying somebody just comes flying out of the computer screen and we have all these customers and associates, right? So Becky is going to share a little bit about the importance of DMOs and what her day would look like and what the structure would look like for you. And I'm going to actually plug then also Amber's call that will be happening. Was that 8 Central, right?
O'clock, yep.
Which will follow up very well with this call being going from this to Amber's training as well. So Becky's going to just discuss a little bit what she does, like she said, and I'm going to toot Becky's horn because I know she's not going to. She does have 2 full-time jobs. She does travel for work. She has 3 kids. They're all across the board with sports, with work, with all the things, right? She has a social life, keeps up with the house, has a husband. It's a lot, but she knows what these products can do for people, and she is so passionate about sharing them. She hit Ruby within like her first 2 months. And I know that's just the beginning for her. And I know her excitement and things are just going to move her forward. So take into consideration what she's sharing, because what she's doing works. And she's doing it every single day, even if you don't get that instant gratification tomorrow, because we're human. We all want a reward tomorrow, and that's not how this is not how it happens. So Becky, take over and talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, can we mention the fact that Carissa has 4 kids as well? Ah, so in a billion sports and the travel sports and all the things, right? So so I work in medical laboratory science full time, teach as an educator, and also work part time at a medical laboratory in the area. So those things keep me busy, and the kids are incredibly busy. We're always running them around. Actually, tonight I'll be listening to Amber's call in the car as I go pick up my daughter from volleyball. So there's a lot of different things going on all the time. I also just got back from Vegas for a work convention. I was there Wednesday through Saturday, and I still managed to keep up in my DMOs. DMO is daily method of operation. And what I always think is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I do that to my kids all the time. It's like groceries. If you don't make your meal plan, what happens? You're a disaster, right? You're going out to eat, you're doing all these things. So today I did the meal plan, did all the meal prepping, all of those things. And this falls in line kind of the same way, right? So my daily method of operation usually starts the night before. I start in bed. I'm making a list of 25 action items. Okay. Sometimes it's reaching out to 25 brand new people. Sometimes it's reaching out to 10 new people and 10 follow-ups. Whatever it is, I usually have an ongoing list. So I have this notebook, and it's just this. These are the 2 things that I have to do my business. I don't have anything else. And these things come with me everywhere I go. If I'm in the car, I've got this notebook. It's usually in my purse. It came with me to my work conference. It's always there, and I've got tabs for associates. I've got tabs for my list of 100. So I always make a new page for each day that is every single action item that I have. So when I get up in the morning, sometimes I go to the gym, sometimes I don't. But if I do, I go back and look at what trainings did I miss this last week or this last weekend because I was at a volleyball tournament, or last week because I was at work and I was at meetings. And a lot of these things are during the day, right? Sometimes I miss those things. So I've got those written down. I listen with my earbuds on, either while I'm doing dishes in the morning, while I'm walking, while I'm on the treadmill, sometimes on my way to work. But this list was made the day before. Okay. On my way to work, I have a plan to reach out to 5 new people with voice clips, and they're short. Hey, Sally, this is Becky. I just want to let you know I've recently partnered with a company in the health and wellness space, and I'm really excited to share this with you. I really think there's something here for you. Can I share some more information? I found out 5 of those, right? And I tailor it a little bit to each person, if I know something about them. But then by the time I get to work, I will have my 5 voice clips done. I'll finished up maybe one of the trainings that I missed. And by the time I sit down, I can put my phone away for a while and get some work done. Lunchtime comes around. I work on at least 5 more action items. I'm following up with people that I reached out to in the morning or the day before and answering any questions from associates that may have come in. On my way home, I'm doing 5 more voice clips and I'm listening to anything that I may have missed. Any of the meetings, I just queue it up. I'm like, oh, there's a 20-minute one I missed. I'll play it on the way home. When I get home, it's family time after dinner. Usually is when I'll just check to see if I have any follow-ups. Before bed is when I do a Facebook post, a reel, and a story. And if you haven't done this, if you have Instagram and Facebook, link your Instagram to your Facebook. It's super easy. Just go in the settings. Anything you post on Instagram will go to Facebook. It's like a one-stop shop. I don't have time to be posting in 10 different places. So I'll put a post in there. Always make sure if you're going to record, like throughout the day, sometimes I'll record something like, oh, I'm taking Transform for lunch. Take a picture of yourself taking your Transform. If you're making your mojo in the morning, take a quick video of your mojo and post it in your story and click the music icon and you can add some music in the background. I'm having my mojo. Things like that take literally 30 seconds to do, but I always make sure I get a post, a reel, and a story every day. I also make sure you're saying happy birthday to everybody that's in your list or in your Facebook. It'll say, these are your birthdays for today. Send them a private message and say happy birthday. Also, the people that you're eyeing up, make sure you're getting in their Facebook page and commenting and liking their things. What this does is it gets them to see your stuff. If you're just posting, nobody sees it. That's why nobody likes it. It's not that they don't like it, they just don't see it. But if you're going in and you're like, oh, these are my top 10 people, you want to be commenting on their pictures, on their liking their stories. That will boost the algorithm so that they start seeing your stuff because you want them to see it, right? So make sure that you're doing that too. And I know some people feel like I don't have a lot of time to go on Facebook. When you're laying in bed at night or watching Netflix, it takes a few minutes, right? Like, comment. So I'm kind of doing those things throughout the day, but I use those small pockets of time and I keep it consistent. And as Carissa says, it's Groundhog's Day every day. And it will pay off in the end. Even if you do it for 2 weeks and you feel like you haven't sold a bottle of collagen and you haven't enrolled anybody, you guys, there's people I talked to in August. I enrolled 3 of the people I talked to in August in December. So they're watching. Some people need to follow along a little bit more, a little bit more about it. But if you stop, you're definitely not going to get there. But I do know I can see the vision of the future of where I'm headed and I know where I'm going. And I know that these action items every single day will get me there. So that's
I
why
love
this
that.
DMO is so important.
It is. I love that. And I know Becky too is big on, so if you're like a checklist kind of person, like checklist like what you should be doing, like in your calendar, I'm the same way, kind of what I do Monday and Tuesday, like it's all the same week after week. Like personal growth, I think what you start your day with, what you fill your brain with is that's gonna that your whole day is going to be based on your mood when you wake up, right? If you wake up rushed and you feel like a crazy person, your whole day is going to feel crazy. So that personal development, that personal growth, I know Becky listens to a lot of different little podcasts, and it could be anything. Like she said, maybe you're in the shower and you're listening to it, or you're on your drive to work and you're listening to it, and you're filling yourself with the positivity of, you know, just to get your day moving. I think that's huge. I think that's something that you should be doing every single day. And then, like she said, with the network, how can you network with different people every day?
Oh, that's a good one.
How do you network with different people? Is it at work? Is it at your kids' school functions? Is it at the school? Is it at the church? Is it at your gym? It's like, think of different places where you network, because if you're just going to Facebook thinking this is it, you're not seeing the bigger picture too, because there's so many people outside of just who's on your Facebook list, right? Who do your Facebook friends know that could then connect you with their friends and things like that? So how can you start drumming up different things like that, or different relationships? And then, like Becky said, social media. And I know, like, we talk about it, and I think the last few level up calls talked a little bit about network and social media, and it's really important to just show up. They want to see your face, hear your
Mm-hmm.
voice, and what are you taking? Even if you're like, oh my gosh, I've been taking this, showing my shot of collagen every night. What what this is doing nothing, but it is. I had somebody actually reach out to me a couple days ago. She's like, okay, I see you taking this collagen and I see you making this mojo every morning. Like, tell me more about it. Why do I need these two products? I'm like, oh my gosh, absolutely. So I think it's really important to like show your face and talk about why you're doing this, why you're making it, and then showing little pictures with videos and things like that. It just kind of flows really well. So, and then Becky mentioned the 100 contact list of 100. You should be always adding people to that. Um, even if it's 1, 2 people. And Becky, I know she reaches out, 5, 10, 15. If you have to start small, if you're like, you know what, I could do 5 minutes or
Yeah.
5 people on my way to work, start with 5 people. If you're sitting here and you're like, you know what, I need to just refresh, restart, um, that's okay. You can do that too. Restart, relaunch, do a Facebook Live, mix the pudding. I know Wendy had
But you
shared
perspective, right?
somebody that mixed up the pudding and just went live and just talked about it on their personal page. Do that. If it makes you uncomfortable and scared, go do it. If follow up makes you scared, go do it. If posting a picture of your own testimony on your personal page, go do it. Like, find something in your daily activity that you want to get better at, and find a resource that's going to help you and share with you what it is that to kind of like nail down how to follow up or what to say or whatever that looks like, and go do it and get uncomfortable doing it. So, um, you know, like I said, well, we only have like 5 more minutes. So, but Becky and I just really wanted to really hone in on, there's so much here on the table for us to help us be successful. You're not making your own graphics, you're not making your own training videos, your own like, literally it's all at our fingertips, and it's just up to you on whether or not you want to take it and do something with it. If you want to take it and get uncomfortable and share it and help people with this incredible opportunity and all these awesome products that are clearly helping people with the thousands and thousands of testimonies that we see shared. And then I just wanted to kind of end this, but end this quote. I don't know if anybody's commenting on Facebook, Becky, or not, but if anybody has any questions or wants to come off mute and share anything here too on Zoom, I would love to chat. But I saw this quote today, actually, as Becky and I were talking, and the quote said, "You got to do the work, but you have to believe you're worth the effort." So you got to do the work, but you have to believe you're worth the effort. So you're worth the time, you're worth showing up for your business, for yourself. You're worth getting up 15 minutes early to, listen to some daily motivation, do your reach outs, share, connect, whatever that looks like. But I don't know if anybody has any questions or comments.
I just want to share one of my favorite comments, just kind of go with you have to believe in yourself. I don't know if anybody knows who the Parkers are. I love the Parkers. They're in a different organization than us, but they have a lot of YouTube videos. They're turnout people. And Kath goes, you know what? When people don't want to go live, they worry about what people might think of them. They're afraid to reach out to people to try and sell them collagen because they're afraid what people might think of them. Other people's opinions don't pay the bills, right? So nobody is going to be mad at you for asking or think less of you. I got 5 no's today. I'm like, okay. I'm like, thank you so much for saying no. It's so much better to get a no than to have somebody just not reply at all, right? And I don't really care. Nobody's ever said they were mad at me for asking, right? Or that, oh, I believe that you told on Facebook. I've never had that happen. Other people's opinions don't pay the bills, and they're not paying for my tropical vacations either. And that's one of my big motivators. I love going and seeing palm trees in the middle of winter. And this is what gets me there more often for not.
Mhm.
So other people's opinions, they don't buy my vacations. So
Right.
that just cracked me up. I'm like, that really resonated with me. I'm like, that is so true. So
Hmm.
true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you need to reach out to your sponsor or the person or your upline leader or any one of us, and you kind of need that, I just need this like kick in the pants to just keep like move forward and keep pushing the needle forward and keep driving the car forward. Like we're not going backwards. We're not looking back here. Like we have a full, 10 months of 2024 to really make this an incredible year and just lean in, plug in. I know it seems like if it seems like a lot, like if you're just, there seems to be a call all the time. Like you don't have to be on all the calls. Find out what works for Becky or Caroline or Jessica or Kim. Like what works, like what do you need help with? What skills do you need to, um, you know, tune up on essentially? And then go find that resource, plug in and apply. Be intentional and apply. We have just so much great resources. Just like I said, I've never seen anything like the collaboration of just everybody. Just it's just really, really incredible. And if you can get to conference in May, I've never been to a Trinont conference, but I've heard it is pretty freaking incredible. So I'm really excited for that. So,
I'll
but
be there.
that's it. That's all we have, right, Becky? So we hope
Mhm.
you all have a great Sunday and an awesome week. And um, Tracy will be on to share our opportunity in just a few minutes. So bye, everybody. Thanks, Sherry. Bye, Sandy. Bye, Becky. Thank you.
Bye.